This is a Frank podcast.
The Suarez Life Podcast 2025, episode 24, brought to you by King's Container Crew. For your container packing and unpacking solutions, head to kingscontainercrew.com. Hit the Work With Us tab to get a gig with those guys. Also, TAB and Frank Podcasts. Also, thanks to Husky for our flash engraved, The Suarez Life engraved Huskies. There you go. And Emerson's as well for some lovely product.
Yeah,
We're back. We fucking made it, Brad. Just holy shit.
Yeah, that was an experience, wasn't it? Holy roly, hey. I'm still got no voice.
Still?
Oh yeah, still a little bit raspy. It's definitely on the improve, but that's 5 days. That's a decent. It's those bloody duty-free darts. See, that was one goal I set myself the whole time. It was one thing I wanted to tick off and just buy a pack of rollies just for old time's sake. I managed to do about 18 hours on them, and then I had to bin them because they deleted my voice quick smart. So
how was your rolling technique? Did it hold up?
You don't lose that. That's more what I wanted to buy rollies for. It's been so long since I just doofed out. Like I was giving Gaz a little lesson at one stage, just showing him how I still had it in the smoking area at the Brisbane airport. And I was like, watch this. Fuck Gaz, man. I haven't lost anything here. Just in, quick dust out, one quick boom, over. None of this back and forth rolling, perfect. Douche in the gob before you know it. Yeah.
My dad could roll them while he was driving. Is that something you could probably do that?
Probably not. Truckies
not
apparently
advisable.
can do it one-handed. Could he do it one-handed like a truckie?
No, it sort of just had both hands up on the steering wheel driving, and I don't know how the fuck he did it.
Your old man used to love a dart, man. I never forget him smoking way too close to clients. Like you have flash millionaire clients, and then you got JD just smashing a Winnie Red, the smokiest cigarette you can get, just in their face, and then answering questions while exhaling. So just talking smoke into their face. That was some good dairy smoking. He done well. He enjoyed that inhale.
Yeah, he gave it a good nudge.
Yeah.
So it was bloody good fun. It has been a pretty tough few days on the back of it. I'll tell you what, you've talked me down off more than one ledge this week, Brad. You've really gone above and beyond. But here we are, feeling normal again for the first time today. And so
it's the first time I've also been able to look a bear in the eye.
Yeah, same.
I'm quite sheepish of them sitting in the fridge staring at me lately. It's like, you wild bastards sitting back there.
A few of those. It's bloody good.
But what a
you guys
weekend.
did well.
I'm
coming in super early Friday morning. I'd been there for 3 days, so it was all good.
Yeah, that Friday I was cooked because we had to get up at 2:30 in the morning to catch our plane and get organised to get to the plane in Christchurch. So yeah, that Friday was tough. Saturday was tough. I drank myself sober Saturday because we were up Sparrow's Fart barbecuing, and then all of a sudden the cans are getting cracked and we're having a bit of a pool party, and it was still about 8 hours till kickoff.
Yeah, it was a long day. Finally made it to the Lord Alfred, which was fantastic. But more about that in a second. Then the game, tense, thrilling. Bailed after that. Yeah, bailed after that. Got home between. Well, the few boys went to bed at a sensible hour. Where you were about a 2 something. I was about a 4 something.
I was in the mid shift. There was an early shift that knocked off, and then I was mid, so 1:30, 2:30, I think, 2 o'clock maybe. But yeah, then I was sitting there, and then Gaz rolled into the room because I was sharing a room with that big hunk, and he rolled into the room at about 4:45, and I was like, "Holy shit, man, you're gonna hurt tomorrow."
Yeah.
And
he seemed all right.
He's ridiculous. He's ridiculous. He just when I left him in Wellington, he was happily sitting at the bar, dusting a couple of pints, waiting for his next flight. And it's like, Jesus, how are you still going, bro?
But and poor old Weeze, he closed up the bar with Gaz. He was a bit rough.
The old Gaz left him with old Reese, so.
Shit. So
Weeze was stuck in some deep meaningfuls with Reese at the bar. Yeah, you can imagine that conversation at that time of night.
Yeah,
but she was a decent shift. And then Sunday, I don't know, we almost were spoilt with how good our Airbnb was. So we had the beauty of couple of large screens and a beautiful barbecue and a swimming pool. So we just relaxed and tried to start getting back on the straight and narrow.
Yeah, you, me, Gaz, Mike, and Wes pulled the pin on day 3. Left Tally and a skeleton crew, including Fonz. Fonz, the Sunday, couple of Sunday games, and on his way back to Sydney. Yeah, and we missed out on. Geez, we didn't even actually. We were that pathetic. We didn't even stay up watching the Raiders game on TV. I went to bed when it was 14-0 with a Storm. So that's how wrecked we were. But
I think Gaz come to bed and I said, "What's happening in the Canberra game?" And he said, "Nah, they're fucked." I think it was 14 something or whatever. And then I get up in the morning, 20-18 Canberra, Golden Point. It's like,
yeah,
Gaz, spot the non-league dude. He can't. Yeah, he was just there. Isn't it funny though? He was the MVP, but he's not a big league fan.
No.
Fonz, good to see him in the flesh to actually get scale of
glory.
We met him Friday night, wasn't it? He was sitting at a bar by himself around a table.
Yeah. Waited for us to roll in. It was good on Friday. Watched the first couple of games and head back. And he was head full of steam.
Yeah, it was good.
He doesn't take a holiday on this stuff, does he? He was full on analysis through the game.
Just
absolutely
You're right.
soaking it up. Some of our sort of less league obsessed mates were like, I like the bit where they run through them and score a try. Fonz is giving them the 4D chess version, but we all learn a fair bit
good.
As we tend to.
Yeah, exactly. He's into it. We remember even in that second half, he changed ends of the footy field he was watching it. Down the other. Although I think he was actually good on him too. He was keen to get in amongst the Warriors supporters because we're at the other end as to be and he climbed in the middle of that. So
I had a message from Tom from King's Container Crew during the game saying, "Are you guys in the thick of it?" I'm sure I saw Brad holding up one of the Warriors.
That is not the first time. I've had 3 different groups of friends going, "Bro, are you holding the eye in Warriors, man?" And I thought
I have to go and look at the replay.
Yeah, one message from a mate, Max. I thought he had just spelt something wrong and meant, "Are you at the Warriors?" But he was drunk and then he said the same question again. It's like,
maybe someone went as you to the Warriors game.
Oh, I don't want to look at it. Don't you hate it when people point out who you look like and you're like, "Oh, I am
like
that."
Chunk. It's like fucking that guy from the Goonies or something.
Chunk. Oh, not Chunk. Sloth.
That Sloth. Yeah. But back to pre-game, Lord Alfred. Geez, that was a sensory overload for a couple of introverts like us, Brad. But it was bloody good fun. Unbelievable. Geez, Richie Morgan, Warrior Nation, and Ruin Hammer. They do an unbelievable job there, and the Lord Alfred team.
Don't they what? Yeah, and that was rad to meet those boys, Rue, Hammer, and Richie. Christian.
Well overdue.
But how was it even just the atmosphere walking up? Like to be at a T intersection, to occupy a corner where everyone has to come down, and there's
one
just
club
a balcony,
from overseas.
Full of them just screaming and yelling. It's like it's war, but lighthearted. Like it wasn't disrespectful and horrid either. I don't think it was. Just
great
cheering
atmosphere
for your team. Fucking great atmosphere. Yeah, that place I suffer from anxiety with a lot of people at the best of times. So walking into that was a sensory overload. There was shit going on everywhere.
Yeah. A few of the people we met, I'm really sorry if we miss anyone out, but I think I've got them all. Timmy Gore, great to see the big fella there. Well overdue.
Lovely guy, firefighter.
Oh, good man.
I'm going to show you what I learned about each of these people. If you chuck a name out, hopefully I can I can give you their occupation.
Brendan Kerr and the lovely Trish. Yeah, they're the first people that bailed us up.
Trish accosted you on the staircase, didn't she?
Yeah, she has the honor of being the first person to ever recognize me from the podcast. So I was excited about that.
Yeah, good on you, Trish. And Brendan was a good dude. Nice facial hair. Good beard. That's a good beard, eh? Just that. I wish I could get that sort of shape.
He must have some sort of regime.
Brendan, Trish.
Mate.
Wonder if Trish is a hairdresser.
Oh,
Maybe Trish is a hairdresser. let us know, Trish. But anyway, he sells garbage trucks.
Nice. Jeez,
Yeah,
you did well, Brad.
Yeah.
Well, the first of two father and son duos, Mike and Joel Harrison. Mike Harrison, long-time listener, and Joel actually was tickled pink. He's a big fan of the player ratings, although he did give me a bit of stick about my Kurt Capewell anti-bias. But no, he was awesome. Mike,
he's a good
fantastic
lad
to meet him. Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
Mike. I had a
great.
couple with Mike actually. He sells bacon. I think he does
Bacon.
beehive bacon. Yeah, he's a small good into small goods. But yeah, him and Joel, and then Joel's crew. Geez, they were tearing it up. That was mid 20-year-old boys away for a weekend. I was a little bit jealous of the energy they had. And if Mike, could you ask Joel? I wouldn't mind a bit of a welfare check on Steph. I met one of his mates, Steph, and he was deep. He looked like he'd been on it for 6 weeks. I was Steph, so I wouldn't mind knowing if he's doing okay or not.
Nathan Nippert and son. Geez, they were good. They were the last ones probably to bail us up. Came up to us downstairs and had a barrel of laughs with them for about 10 minutes.
There, they were
what a
good
crew
lads.
they had with them. Okay, good fun.
The cars that he collected something like 76 Warriors jerseys. He was wearing quite a stylish old moldy heritage jersey. But the father-son duo, Nathan, they were just genuine GCs, weren't they?
Yeah.
Bloody good blokes. And good to meet you. I'm glad that you type of blokes listen to the show.
100%. Finn from Broome, what a legend that guy was. Caught up with him there and post-game. Had a bit of a cuddle with him post-game. Yeah.
He's about 6'18".
Yeah.
And you reckon he looks like, for people at home, he looks like Adrian Pimento off of Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
But about 6'5" and hulking. But
he was a
big
good
cuddly
bastard.
teddy bear. He was awesome.
Yeah.
All those people, very humbling, very nice things they had to say. So it was awesome to meet you all. It's quite overwhelming.
On my way to the Lord Alfred, I actually bumped into the guy that was, when I grew up playing football, he was halfback and I was standoff. Regan Hopkins. Remember that? Yeah, seen him.
Mike
McRoberts was in front of us in a Warriors jersey.
That's right. Yeah, that was out of it. Of course, the Rowan Hammond boys, fantastic to hang out with them. Christian Catley, bloody legend of Warriors content creation. He was having a ball. Excellent to catch up with him in person for the first time.
Yeah, what a lovely kid, man.
Yeah, man.
He's real good kid.
Awesome.
And he works his guts out. We've dragged our ass to do a pod 5 days after the fact, and he's probably put out about 15 different types of content. So all the best, Christian. And I think he's off to, was it the Dolphins game? A couple of weeks. In post. So enjoy that and let us know how it goes, bro.
Richie Morgan was much bigger and imposing than I thought. It kind of freaked me out, but he absolutely lives for that stuff. So it was awesome to see him in full flight. Kevin Campion.
That was a shock straight away. I walked there. Old Hammer goes, "You seen Kev?" And I was like, "No." And he goes, "I'll grab him." Straight away, Hammer was away dragging. Then all of a sudden, I'm shaking hands with Kevin Campion. Yeah,
big Kev. And then at the end of all that, the Hauraki boys. So that was bloody awesome. Mogi, Keezy, Jason Hoyt, and Mania.
That was during the tropical storm and that beer garden.
Really turned.
That was that. It was just a cyclone come through. We're outside. I was trying to roll durries in the rain. That's a task fraught with danger. Trying to get a durry rolled in the rain. But we sat out in that absolutely fair weather. Only Kiwis. All the Aussies are pissed off at that weather, and just a bunch of Kiwis standing out in the rain, happily sinking piss. So that was nice.
And the sounds like those boys had our Saturday night on Friday night.
Yeah.
They were dusty but backing it up. It was bloody awesome to hang out with them. It's the first time I met Mogi in the flesh, so it was good.
Oh, press the flesh. Did you go in for a bro shake, like shoulder to shoulder hug set up as well?
I think so. Yeah, I think we did that one then into a hug scenario.
I think most of the time there I was talking to his brother-in-law. He was a fellow coaster. So me and him just started chatting and dusting a couple of beers. Yeah, far out. Yeah, and that's before we even got to the game. This is how crazy the weekend was, And it's hard to remember what actually happened, to be honest, because it was bang, 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 bang. We were there. It was into it the
all of a
whole
sudden we're
time.
there. Before we look at the game, I just want to address our failure to capitalize on the amazing content creating opportunity we had by going to Brisbane and Magic Round for 3 or 4 days. Fucking I
Now,
dropped the ball. One pod on
um,
Friday and one photo from the whole weekend.
Yeah, that was
useless.
terrible. Well, we just sort of got selfish, didn't it? This was our first time doing anything of this, and hopefully people can understand. We were there. We're just fans. We're not out there to actually put content out so people have got eyes on us, and we want more and more people to like us. We're just straight up fans. So once we got there, it's like,
it was hard to
that.
engage with that.
Let's go there. Let's drink that. Let's eat that. Let's watch that. And we didn't really have time. And we're there with some of our best mates that we've grown up with. So
exactly.
Yeah.
That was, and then I felt bad. I felt like I'd, missed a big opportunity. And Ruth, I was like, no, don't worry about it. You just, you were there on holiday. You deserve some time off. I was like, yeah, no, thank you. That's good. Then I saw Ruin Hammer again putting out another beautifully put together vlog. I was like, oh, fuck, I'm useless.
I don't even know what I've got photos of. I've got 2 photos. I've got 2 photos of those black crows that kept swooping on our picnic table. And then I've got that video, and then that's it. Oh, and that photo that Jamie sent me of them getting ready to come, where my mate Frankie was full naked in the background. And that's it.
I've got 5 or 6 photos. The one that I posted, one with Finn from Broome, one with a guy with his full face painted, and it reminded me of David Putty, so I had to get a photo with him. And that's more or less the.
I lied. There's probably 16 screenshots in there too, like pocket screen. Just where you just take a photo, fucking try and turn the fucking photo off. So I've got about 15 of them of my home screen. But it was a sick weekend.
It was fucking awesome. Sorry we couldn't give you more of a window into it, but to be honest, I'm not sure you would have want to seen us, and it might have shattered the illusion.
Yeah. Nah, that's it, dude.
There was a game of footy though that the Warriors played in, and it was a hell of a game. Brad,
have you had a watch of this? I tried to. I was doing some pricing at home this afternoon, and I was trying to find a bit of info on it. I was meant to watch it, but have you watched this game in its totality?
Just some extended highlights. Yeah. I mean,
is it what we've seen and what we think we've seen at the game? Just 2 teams playing a great half each.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, the Warriors were like clockwork in the first half on attack. It was so slick, and they were running. Everything was running towards us. So we saw probably just about
both
halves. The Cowboys tries in the first half. We saw every try right in front of us. Metcalf on fire. Chanel Harris-Davida outstanding. It was great to watch. As Fon said, best shape from the Warriors attack since 2023, and just it's hard to not focus on Metcalf because he is just playing with confidence, playing straight, putting people through holes. It's everything that we'd sort of want from our halfback, but we probably weren't getting from the early rounds. All his sort of running was support play, and he had that, but then he was siding gaps and going through them on his own, putting people through holes. It was great.
There's been a bit of chat, and like I said, I haven't seen the game, and I wonder, was he playing more like a 6?
That was Fonz's contention. It was sort of a bit more of like a sort of their, sharing that role. And I've kind of thought that at times this season that you would probably think Chanel was the half and they share the kicking load. That's a great combination. Like, why not? Chanel's played plenty of 7. He's a classy playmaker, and it takes a bit of pressure off Metcalf, who has can do with a bit of extra space. And you saw him play outside Chanel and score out wide a second try. But I think it was a real breakout game for both,
as well as how well he played. I think it was one of those games where he just happened to be Johnny on the spot too, but in turn that's going to do his confidence, and that's probably why he ran there was a couple of times where he was there and it sort of happened for him. But I reckon that confidence is going to do him the world of good going forward. That's it. It's quite nice. I haven't been a fan. Geez, up until this weekend, I was even thinking, is he our halfback? But yeah, shit. He really
I thought we finally saw it early in that Newcastle game where he, just dummied and shot.
Sorry,
through.
the Newcastle.
That's the first time we've seen that kind of play from him, and then he got that big intercept in the second half, and then he just carried it on and did more of it. I mean, that putting Kurt Capewell through and then backing up to score, that was beautiful stuff. Combining with Aaron Clark, who was massive again, over 200 meters.
So good.
38 tackles or something, played 69 minutes. I mean, how could you possibly think that we would lose Tohu to retirement, unexpectedly lose Dylan Walker, and we're very well serviced in the number 13? It's
he is. He's doing just as much as any of them guys would have done this year, if not more, maybe. A bit more energy about him.
He's gone from potential value buy of the year to potential buy of the year overall to potential Dally M lock of the year. I mean, he's playing that well.
You can't argue any of those.
Yeah, and it was pretty. It was pretty stressful that second half.
Your eyes, you were fuming. I've never been so happy to get a win just for the sake that I was sharing a house with you for the night, because you were fucking dog sitting down the other end.
Every era, and it's tough conditions. Cowboys running downhill, and they are a good, great attacking side. To hold them out for the last however long it was when it was 30-26, massive. Finding new ways to win, and that was outstanding. Geez, they were dogged. Metcalf again, that cover tackle that would have leveled the scores, and you just wouldn't. I don't think we could have stopped them from there. But man, that was such a big play.
Especially missing out on that previous try where we thought his foot was. It actually looked like his foot was out. Capewell covering and couldn't quite get it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh fuck, I've done it. But but then it wasn't until I was still pretty ropey and thinking we were going to lose until that Sam Healy sort of little break and chip. And I was like, fuck, hang on. They've actually been competing here for a decent few sets of six and soaking it up. That's pretty tough. Yeah. They're a bunch of tough bastards. Yeah, and it's amazing how many were out. It was another Magic Round ramshackle team.
Yeah, it was essentially. And losing Berry with 28 minutes to go. So Capewell's out there again. Guys playing massive minutes. Leka Halasema, I mean, Metcalf was, obviously man of the match, and Aaron Clark was magnificent. But Leka Halasema, that was another massive step in his progression. Obviously, we love the destructive stuff and the highlights. 80 minutes, 15 runs for 150 meters, 35 tackles. He seemed to be everywhere, threw himself into everything. I think he's probably one of the most special teenage forwards I've ever seen.
19.
Who knows that? Crazy,
the kid's 19. How has he taken on what I was thinking this today? He must just soak in everything. This isn't natural. He's doing things that he's been coached to do now. Like, there's natural talent, but then there's bits that coaches coach him, and it looks like he just takes on everything. His commitment, his footy now, so he knows where to. Yeah, he's a crazy. How long did we sign him up? Because he got re-signed last year. 10
years. That's the kind of guy you put on a 10-year contract. He's aggressive and dynamic, but he's also unflappable. Nothing seems to phase him, which that combination of being aggressive and destructive, but also kind of calm and just taking the game as it comes. For a 19-year-old, it's fucking crazy. The bloke in a bar boys broke it down, and they went on about him for about 10 minutes. It was great to see. But when he threw an offload and it didn't go to the man, it bounced back 10 meters, and we lost a bunch of ground on the play. Gets up, fucking tracks back, takes the next hit up.
So he take the next hit up from that? Because I remember the pass.
So he got up, he'd been tackled, got up, raced back, took the next hit up. He's like, I'm gonna atone for this immediately, not in the next set or it's just
I don't know.
Special play.
It's probably real unlikely, but if me and Trace have another kid, it may have to be a wee Leka.
I love that. Leka larking. That's got a good
Leka larking. Oh. Shit.
Just talk. If failing that, just talk Ted or Otis into it.
Changing it. Deepo.
But yeah, just change your name. Deepo.
Odie be keen. You can talk that kid into anything, man. Oh shit!
Yeah,
Sorry.
and for me, he's just got to be a starter for ongoing. You can't hold him back. You can't play him for 30 minutes. I don't think he's just too good because he does.
Once the fish, Murata's got to be just a bench forward. I think that's where he is now, and maybe that's a good thing for him too.
Just
he's at an age, maybe he's past his prime. Yeah, just go out there and burst your guts out for fucking 20.
Yeah.
Jump off, old boy.
Smoke it up. Rather than playing 60 and only 30 of that's quality or busy.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, Mitch Barnett obviously in a game like that when we're soaking up so much pressure, he was huge again. Yeah, it was another standout for me. Kurt Capewell was everywhere. Stats didn't look too flash with 10 missed tackles, but again, he seems got the line break and try assist. He's all over the place. He's cleaning up. His line speed is great. And
would you give? He's proven a lot of doubters wrong in terms of as he passed it in the bye. He's great value. Would you get him put another season on there if he was keen to stay? Because he's only got next season, and it was 3-year contract, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe by then because he is getting on, so maybe.
Yeah, exactly. If we could have him slightly reduced rate, but keep him around for maybe another year or two. Yeah, I'd like the way Capewell's going. He's going to be very handy for these young fellas coming through.
Yeah, because we and Fon sort of broke it down quite well that we had to give him a 3-year deal to get him here. It was probably one more year than we would have wanted, but now that third year's actually, you're kind of happy about it.
Yeah. Yeah. At the time. Shit.
The back five, not the greatest day for them, I guess. Chance was solid. Tane had a bit of a shocker. Adam Pompey's intercept was good, but I was trying to beat the halftime rush for the toilets and I missed it.
That's right. You got told what the score was. Yeah. What was that story about the score?
Yes, it was in the toilets and talking to a Warriors fan next to me. I was like, what do you reckon, mate? We're going to go on with it? He's like, yeah, for sure. It's like, man, I don't know. 22-12 doesn't feel like enough for how good we were in this half. He's like, how long you been in here, mate? It's 28-12. But yeah, anyway. And then we didn't score any more tries after that, but got there on the back of defense, which is, obviously exactly what you want to be able to do, as well as produce some points. Second on the ladder still, equal second with the Raiders.
That's crazy, isn't
great
it?
Stuff.
It is great stuff. That's I was looking at the numbers in that today. That's a fucking fantastic start to the season. There's no way I would have picked this.
So we've only done this twice, Brad. 2002. Obviously went on to win the minor premiership. They actually, I think they started 9-2 before losing another game. And then 2018 when we had that 5-0 start. And then I don't think we won more than 2 games in a row after that. And obviously made the finals that year. But good company being 6-2.
2002. That was a good year.
Yeah.
Wouldn't mind reliving some of them moments. Geez, we're all of a sudden a shot, aren't we?
In a competition like this.
In terms of, there's teams better than us, I think. There is still a couple of teams. And I want to, like people are saying, no one really knows how good the Dogs are yet. They've dropped a couple now, but Melbourne scare the shit out of me.
But they're not unbeatable. They've lost a few. Penrith still might pick to win the comp and then 15th with a 3-6 record.
I actually wouldn't mind riding them into I hate them, but I'd be pretty impressive to see them, Nathan Cleary, just turn it.
Yeah.
That might be.
I'd loved watching him.
If he'd done that, that would be the end of him in the NRL, I reckon. He'd probably go to Super League and just go over there.
Maybe come to us. He's done everything he can. 5 premierships. Come play for us.
Keith is old boy over there, though. He's fucking he's rubbish now.
What else from that game? I mean, we didn't really focus enough on it to.
No, and surely
how much better than that. I'm sure you've soaked it all up. Got your
fix.
info
Everyone
elsewhere.
whenever get fed. If you wait until Thursday for us to tell you how the game was, Jesus,
Yeah,
go support some of those other boys.
Yeah, I eventually did do the player ratings. Tuesday night managed to.
You said it was quite a cathartic process for you. Just
I
getting
felt
back into the
better
swing of
about
things.
things because I also felt terrible. The lack of content, then not even doing that. Tuesday night finally scraped out with a big asterisk, obviously, with not having watched the tour in depth. Yeah, but no, I think we're out the other side where we're back on track, Brad.
Yeah, and back into game this week. Who was it this weekend?
Dragons in Wollongong.
What night's this?
Saturday night, 7:30 our time. We've got to get back to New Zealand time, Brad. You spend all that weekend trying to get into Australian time, and now
I've been arriving at work 2 hours late all week, man. Fuck, phone's still in fucking Brisbane time, mate. No, I've never changed over. I've got to change one of my truck back. Put that forward before I went away, just in case.
Just to acclimatise. So yeah, we do have the Drags this week in Wollongong. Used to be a bit of a graveyard for us, but we won 2 of our last 3 after never winning there against Illawarra or St George Illawarra until 2018. I think was our first ever win there. They used to dominate the rivalry. I think we've won 7 of the last 11, and we got a bit of a touch up at Wynn Stadium last year, 30-12 or something. Real ass kicking. But we're looking good now.
Have you got the team list handy?
I do. And it's
Cogra.
Changes.
I always feel like we get a hiding. Where did we get a hiding from them? Was it last year? And then all of a sudden we realised, oh shit, this may not be happening 2 years in a row. Was that?
Yeah.
Was that Cogra last year?
Wynn Stadium down Wollongong. Yeah. So that's where this one is. The Dragons are up and down. They beat Melbourne and Manly, and then they got lost to Parramatta. They got thrashed on Anzac Day by the Roosters, and then lost to the Tigers, which fairly comfortable loss, really, even though it was only 6 points. So we're well out of that one. So they're in a tough spot. TAB has us at $1.70 favourites, which is an away team, and the Warriors that sort of shows, I guess, where both teams are. 2.5 point start. Looking at the team list, Brad, we may as well run through it. There is a few changes. Charles Nickel Clough said Dallin Watene-Zelezniak back.
Yeah, boy.
For the first time this season.
Was that the first time you had seen it with Dallin Watene-Zelezniak watch in
the watch? Your mate.
Yeah, Frankie. Oh, Francie rolling. And he's like, oh, this is one of the original ones. It's only $200. $200. I got one of the first ones, man. One of the first ones.
I haven't seen them advertising them much lately. They still.
It wasn't a bad looking watch. It was a classy.
It was a nice watch,
wasn't it?
Wow, nice watches.
So Frank, it's probably worth more than that now, Francie. Hold on to that, son. Hope you still got their receipt.
But how good to have him back. He scored 4 tries at Wynn Stadium in 2023, actually, Dallin. And great to have him back. There is still something about Dallin that I'm like, oh, geez, he's no guarantee to be great for us. He can still be pretty flighty, and but it's good to have him back. He's
things, man. He can do things,
Full credit to Kossi for the job he did in these couple of games, but I think he's proven himself to a fair extent. Proved me wrong a little bit, but good to have Dallin back. Obviously, with Rogers still out, Ali Latawa's still out, and now Rocco Berry. Geez, things are starting to get a bit sketchy for old Rocco. Another hamstring injury. He can barely string 2 games together.
Yeah. No, it's annoying. And if he's going to come, what?
And it's you're leaving the field, a couple of games before the end in a row. You're like, well, fuck, can we keep picking you? Really?
Surely we can coach someone else to be the first tackler at the kick chase. Because he's probably the best in the comp at it. But
come on, tell Adam Pompey to get his skates on. So we do have Adam Pompey and Kirk Capewell starting in the centres this week. Tantopiki on the wing. His days maybe numbered there with Roger nearing a comeback. Unfortunately for Tane, number 14 is probably his only shot at a starting spot once we're back at full strength there in that back three. Chanel and Luke Metcalf in the halves. Jackson Ford starting at prop with Mitch Barnett, Wade Egan. Halasima keeps that starting role for the third straight week. Marata Nukore with Capewell obviously shifting, so Marata will be on the edge. Aaron Clark, 13. Sam Healy, after a eye-catching cameo debut. Jeez, it was good to see him out there. He just looks like something's going to happen around him.
I like that name sitting there in the 14. That looks good, doesn't it? Having
it does.
A little utility like that sitting there. Yeah.
Sorry. And when it shows that we can, like that game showed that we can get by with 3-4 bench quite comfortably. Some of the Bunty barely had any minutes at all. If you got a second row that plays 80 like Lecker, then you that sort of saves your spot. Jacob Laban back after missing with concussion, I think, last week. Dimitri Vaimonga, who's a bit of a quiet achiever, but I'm loving what he's doing.
Yeah.
And Bunty there in 17. I think he got 11 minutes last week, but doing his thing when he's out there. Tamati Martin, 18th man, pulled off the bench that was named last week, and Healy given that spot. So, yeah. Good looking side despite a few outs and reshuffles and
one
pluggers.
Saving grace for Taupiki at the moment is with those injury concerns in the centres. If a fit Roger comes back, they may be tempted to chuck Roger into centre and keep Tane on a wing.
Yeah, not a bad shout actually. I mean,
because what's Leotawa's? What's he got going on? An ankle.
Yeah, I'm not sure actually. So he's
glassy as well.
His big wheeze was on the flight with the team actually on the way over, and he saw Leotawa limping. So he had the inside oil before anyone, and then so they dragged him over.
Thinking run down for a bit of deep heat, start rubbing it into him.
Yeah. Throw your foot up across the aisle here, mate. I'll give you a bit of
start kneading his knee. Yeah.
So what do we have here in the casualty ward? Ed Cossey's actually injured as well, chest TBC. Rocco Berry hamstring round 14. So that's we're only round 10. Shit. So that's actually a decent little tear. Leotawa round 13. So he's a few weeks away with that ankle.
Okay.
Fisher Harris slated for a return next week. Dallin obviously out of the casualty ward this weekend. Laban, actually, Roger is listed as round 10, and he's in the extended bench, so there's a chance.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him roll in there and then to put in Capewell back in the mid. Because if he's in that, they're obviously travelling with him, are they? If he wasn't quite right, they would drag him over to Sydney.
I think they only take the two over there.
Oh, do they? So I guess we'll know if anyone knows who actually got on that plane today because they left today.
Did they leave today?
Yeah, well, Chance was on Radio Hauraki this morning and they were about to catch the plane and get back over. Yeah.
Sweet. Well, if anyone's was at the airport today, let us know who you saw. But yeah, we'll see how that Webby doesn't mind a game day change, so as he did last week. So we'll see what happens there.
And what are they
Dragons, I haven't seen them for a few weeks, but Clint Gutherson, who started the year absolutely on fire, Terrell Sloan, who's piling up the tries in his new role on the wing, and Corey Allen back, the former Origin rep. Big injury problems. Moses Sully, Valentine Holmes in the centres. Geez, that's a scary centre combo.
Yeah.
Holmes had a big game last week. Kyle Flanagan, coach of the Nepo 5'8", and Lincoln King Tongia at halfback.
So that King Tongia is Steve Maddai's nephew, eh?
Is he? Yeah, interesting.
I'm pretty sure I read a story about him the other day, and I'm pretty sure he's his nephew.
So he's keeping Lachlan Ilias out of the team. The forwards, Toby Couchman, good young player. Damien Cook at hooker. David Clemmer. In the front row, Dylan Egan. Pretty handy little rookie. Jaden Sewer, Queensland Origin hopeful in the second row as well. Hamish Stewart at lock. The interchange, Jacob Little, Jack DeBell, Luciano Leilua, and Loko Pacifici Tonga.
Wow, that's a rad name, isn't it?
I think he's on debut, that fella.
Tonga. Yeah, I'm going to keep an eye. I love that name. Jeez,
19-year-old on debut. So, yeah, good luck to him.
if we play to our potential, we can smash them in the forwards, can't we?
Should do.
That forward packet is pretty. Because at first, looking at that back line, it's like, well, how are these guys not doing anything? But then you get to the forward pack, and they're not doing anything, probably because these guys aren't doing anything.
It's our base level performance should be good enough to get past these guys unless they sort of pull one out of the box and get some early points. But I'm pretty confident, Brad.
Yeah,
get on that $1.70.
So what is that? We've won a crazy stat. So we've won 6. Is it? We've lost 6 of our last 7 games now. It sounds good saying it that way, eh?
Yeah. Take that Vegas.
Eliminate
out of the equation. And
did we go?
Did we? I actually thought. It was just more preseason, but apparently it counted towards the premiership.
Oh, does it count? Oh, I never knew it counted.
Yeah.
But far out. And I think we've got a good couple of weeks coming up with teams. I hate looking at the ladder and potential of teams we're coming across, but it's hard not to do sometimes when your team's traveling good. You want to see how well you could pop. What is the ceiling all of a sudden for your team?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I don't want to go glass half empty. I want it to be half full.
Yeah. And I don't even think even Fonz can dispute us looking at the ladder. Because
not now. It's exciting. You got to let it up.
Yeah, 10 rounds in.
Especially when everyone was writing us off, weren't we? Wooden spoon contenders in some people's eyes.
Yeah, certainly after Vegas. So,
How are we looking at the TAB now? What are we paying to
I'll
go all
find
the way?
out.
We must have shortened up a bit, have we? Because were we $34 or something a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, so I think they're keeping us fairly. Yeah, so we're into $21, and that is the 8th line of betting. So that's pretty good.
It's not a bad bet all of a sudden.
Yeah, you're like, oh yeah, hang on, in this sort of comp, we're $3.50 for the top 4 when we've got a big head start. That's equals 6 line of betting. The big were slashed over the weekend after that win into $1.45 to make the top 8. And how good's that? We are that short to be playing finals footy. So,
that's one stat you wouldn't mind being unbackable in, wouldn't it?
Yeah, when you start getting down to like $1.11 to make the final.
Yeah, $1. It's like yes. Even the TAB are telling me we're going to make it. That's great. Fuck.
Bit of a shameless plug time, Brad. I feel like we're fading, so we'll start winding it up. But a bit of a shameless plug. Big League Magazine is back in is back on. 100 years of history came to an end with COVID. I was a writer for them for the last 6 seasons that they were active. Finished in 2020. It's been revived. A digital edition each week, and then a physical edition for special
i.e. Magic Round,
State of Origin, Grand Finals and stuff. I'm back on the staff producing content for them. So this was actually my first one. Bit of a chat with Kevin Campion for my first Legend Q&A, which was bloody good fun. Let's see if I can just find out.
It's good just having a magazine. It's nice just having something tactile that you can thumb through. Kelly grabbed one.
Yeah,
quite nice.
Forgot about it. Yeah. But lots of nostalgia and throwback content, as well as obviously what's going on now. It's a bit more condensed than the old Big League Mag when there was 3 or 4 staff writers and stuff, but just great to see it back. I'll put the links to the digital edition and stuff. Sneak peek for this week, Brad. Talked to old Steve Simpson, former Newcastle Knight, for a Q&A. Throwback piece on the Bulldogs Raiders preliminary final from 1995.
Was he at the Bulldogs then? Do I remember his name in the Bulldogs?
No, this is a completely separate piece.
So you're telling me about the same piece. I was like,
so draw a line underneath Steve Simpson, and then next line, 95 preliminary final Bulldogs Raiders ahead of this weekend's big top of the table clash between the Bulldogs and Raiders. That's why we did that.
And we are back. This is what this was. Yeah.
And also a piece, also do a piece on a young up-and-comer each week. And this week, in the wake of his man-of-the-match performance in the Harold Matthews Cup grand final victory, young Bishop Neal from Hornby Panthers and St.
Nice.
Thomas's of Canterbury. So did a little profile on him, talked to my mate Andrew Almatangi, who's a champion coach from down here, won a pile of premierships with the Kias, and he's actually Kiwi Ferns assistant now as well, and he's St. Thomas's coach. They've won back-to-back New Zealand secondary school titles over here for the first non-Auckland school in 23 years they were to win it in 2023, and then they went back-to-back last year. So an absolute fountain of talent. There's probably eight to 10 kids playing in the New South Wales Rugby League junior grades, several of them at the Warriors, but also I think even young Jackson Stewart played fullback in the Roosters SG Ball grand final win as well. So good to see that talent from down here.
That Bishop Neal he had that highlight reel of a try about 6 weeks ago, and he seems to have played as good in every single game.
100%. The Archbishop of Canterbury. We've got to get that. Got to get that nickname rolling.
Oh, Archbishop of Canterbury. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah, nice. And did he play well in the final as well, did he?
Oh, yeah. He scored a cracking individual try. We were down 12-0 early, and he scored a sensational and solo try.
What age is this
to
kid?
Get us off the mark. So that's Harold Matts is under 17s, and then he scored the next try as well to get us level, and then had a pretty big game as we went on to a 30-16 win. Big weekend for the club, 56-14 was it against North Sydney Bears
in the final.
New South Wales Cup. Oh, that was the New South Wales Cup was 56-14 against the Bears, 30-16 won Harold Matts.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Steve Simpson actually coached that.
Bit of news about the Bears this week, eh?
Yeah, the Bears, they're back, and they're back in WA form.
Yeah, the Bears were my team, man, and I don't know how I feel about them.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I just love the history and nostalgia opportunities that it creates, and I think this was the only way they're ever gonna be back in. So I'm all for it, and I think it just adds a bit extra edge to a non-rugby league region. Gets some Eastern Seaboard fans straight off the bat, whether it's tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands. Pretty awesome, and I can't wait to see how they incorporate it. And
I reckon there is the talent to feed another team as well. There's some good players playing New South Wales Cup these days.
Well, and it's kind of a chicken and egg thing. Like the opportunity creates the talent and the pathways, and the wanting to more slots. The more kids are going to play the game.
Is there a half decent league competition in Western Australia, or is that what? Do you have to do the NRL team first to then build it?
I think it's pretty grassroots. I don't know what the junior. I've got no idea what the junior set up in numbers are over there, but they have had a team in the past, and it's a big expat join over there in Perth. So you'd hope that there's some sort of but the Storm have been able to do it with a pretty bare bones junior system, and obviously it's going to be all recruits first, but it's exciting, rich state. So good to see it all.
What year have they set a year?
Yeah, 2027. So we've only got one more year of the current setup, and then the WA Bears.
So there'll be a coach name soon, won't there? Isn't that one of the first things they do? Is name a coach?
Brad Arthur, I think, is a bit of a front runner potentially.
Oh, that's not a bad. That's not a bad way to do it. He seems like one of these growth type coaches, doesn't he? He seems to take on the younger players and try and build them up. And I think, wow. I could get into I bailed up a couple of old Beer supporters at Magic Round in the Pisser, actually. Seen a couple of the old throwback jerseys. And so I had a yarn.
North League or
North League's one, not the Citibank. Nah, I used to, when I was a kid, Citibank was the best ever. But now I'm old. It's the North Leagues all day, every day. I want a long sleeve North Leagues jersey. But bailed a couple up just to see how they're into them. Started chucking some names around, some Mark Soden, some Matty Sears, some Davey Feely's. Yeah, so
nice.
It was good just talking about the team that I used to actually love when I was a 12, 13-year-old kid, being able to just talk about the good old days. Another one of those hard luck teams.
Did you see me? Yeah, 4 preliminary final losses in the 90s. No grand finals. Holy shit. In the space of 6 seasons.
Yeah. And then I jumped on the Warriors.
Yeah. You're not support a successful team. Yeah. Did you see me getting around in my North Sydney Bears shorts in the pool, actually, Brad?
I did. Yeah, that was noted.
They're a bit small. The size small, but yeah.
So small.
They are. No, they are a size too small. They're large, but they're too small. Yeah.
I thought you were telling me they are small. It's like, geez, that's some high hopes trying to get yourself into them, sunshine. Christ. Oh, they were one size too small.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've even got a bit of a 30 for 30 just to show that we are well and truly back, Brad.
Fucking
I've got
give it.
North Sydney Bears and Warriors crossover players. And there's not many. There's some good names in here. In alphabetical order, Jason Bell, better known as a Parramatta and South Sydney playmaker, but he spent the 1993 season with North Sydney rather unsuccessfully and played 8 games for the Warriors in 2000. I think that was as part of a feeder arrangement we had with Newtown in 2000. Phil Blake collected a hell of a lot of clubs over the years. Probably his least successful stint was with the Bears in 1991. I don't even know if he played in that final series, but nevertheless, he was there. And obviously, Foundation Warrior, played 37 games.
He was the original team slut, eh?
Yeah.
Was he the first team slut?
Yeah.
Just pouring himself out to anyone that would take him.
I think they prefer to be called journeyman or mercenaries. The team slut's a good one. So we were his last club, 37 games for us, 95 to 97. Scored our first try, was our foundation fullback. Ivan Cleary started at Manly, snapped up, obviously wanting an opportunity with Matthew Ridge being at Manly. He signed with the Bears as a goal-kicking fullback. Got to do neither because they also signed Jason Taylor, so they had a goal kicker and Matt Sears emerged. So poor old Ivan was stuffed out in the centres, lasted there a couple of years, went well, and then joined the Roosters for a very good stint and then finished his career at the Warriors, which was obviously the precursor to him coaching us. Sean Hoppy. So this is a pretty interesting one. Burst onto the scene with the Raiders, signed with the Warriors for their 95 entry during the 93 season. The Raiders said, "You're not going to be here long term. Get the fuck out." And he was left without a club for 94 because we weren't in there yet. And he was in limbo, and the Bears threw him a lifeline, had a sensational season, 25 games, 15 tries.
Wow. I'd forgotten all that.
One season stints. Scotty Petherbridge, bit of a blast from the past, this one. Penrith Jr. started his career there, 97 to 99 with the Bears. He was a bit of a mainstay in their last couple of seasons. And then played for us in 2000, 14 games. I think he got sent off in one of them. Not the happiest stint. Then went back to the Northern Eagles, which is the North Sydney Manly merger. Finished his NRL career there. Anthony Swan, a genuine Auckland junior. And he played a few seasons for the Warriors, got into the Kiwis, pretty handy centre.
He's quite a silky player, wasn't he?
Yeah, but snapped up by the Bears for their last season, 99. He played 8 games for them in that 99 season. So there's your 6. And I've got a bonus, Brad. The only Western Red, no one played first grade for the Auckland Warriors and the Western Reds, but there is one with a tenuous link. Solomon Kitty, so a bit of a domestic mainstay. Counties Manukau Heroes in the inaugural 94 Lion Red Cup. Scored a pile of tries then, sort of New Zealand Māori, New Zealand A sort of teams, New Zealand President sort of sides. Signed to the Warriors, played for the Warriors Colts team in the 95 Lion Red Cup. I think that team may have...
Was that coached by Frank Endicott?
No, that was the reserve grade. So this was like the next one down. And then he played 2 games for the Western Reds in 1996 and then became a Foundation Adelaide Rams player the next season. So yeah, that's the only...
Is that right? Adelaide Rams. Fuck off. That's not a team. Never existed. Never happened. I don't think you should get any
scrub it out. Scrub from
that. Have you got an NRL cap for that? I reckon I could have got one if I told them I was ready. Yeah, I got Thursday off, mate. I'll shoot around. Put the boot lace up. Adelaide Rams, get fucked. Was that one season, the Rams?
2 seasons. They actually hung on to them after that Super League season. Gave them a run in the NRL, but didn't quite work out.
Poor bastards. Never heard the word Adelaide mentioned in rugby league since, I doubt.
Campo played there. He played 97 with them.
97? Yeah. Oh, not 97 games.
No, 97. The year.
Yeah. Jeez, I'm struggling to get in sync here, aren't I?
Yeah. He played 97 of the Adelaide Rams total of 42 premiership games they're involved in.
Yeah, right. Cockney.
Yeah. That'll about do us, won't it, mate? This has been
what do you reckon?
Decent shift. Yeah. Got anything else? I don't think we have anything else to do.
No,
go and play mix and pick. We've been dropping the ball with our mix and pick brethren, but go and play the game. What else? Super coach. I'm not going to lie to you. My team is dormant and is just going to run last.
I deleted the app the other day.
Sick of the notifications. Oh, jeez.
Good to see your face, bruh. We're back.
You too, man. Back in the land of the living. Thanks for your patience, everyone. And we'll keep trucking on.
Yeah, no doubt.
Until then, though, look after yourselves and each other.
This is a Frank podcast.